G'day, 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 you bunch of absolute bloody legends. I hope everyone is doing swimmingly. Loserbum back on your screen with some quality internet content. And as you can see in here, there's been some changes here, some improvements at Loserbum Central. The sharp-eyed among you, and all Loserbum fans are sharp-eyed, intelligent, and really good-looking, will have noticed. We got the signature red headphones working again. We got the proper microphone working again. Yep, I had to completely reset my Windows from scratch to get this working again because the Oculus Rift driver update completely cooked my computer. So if you're listening, Mark Zuckerberg, we all know that you're a bad person, not because you steal people's identity and sell it to the highest bidder, not because you've destroyed democracy and the social fabric in pretty much every internet-connected country. No, it's because you forced me to reinstall my Windows. Bad, Zuckerberg, bad. Yeah, I can say this because YouTube is owned by Google. Anyway, what other changes? Oh yeah, you can see we've got monitor 1 behind me again. So I'm sitting in a different way without my back leaning against the wall. This is just because I like having monitor 1 in the background. It happens to be playing Zork. It's a Zork 1 playthrough. We have a video about Zork. So yep, if you want to see a playthrough rather than do it yourself, go watch that on the internet. I'll put the link down in this description. And the other thing is I noticed that the videos have been getting longer and longer and longer, where we're getting towards 20 minutes, which is too long for the attention span of most Loserbum fans. As you know, I tend to talk to the Fortnite generations. Yeah, 10-15 minutes is about what we can go for. So with this, after a while, my back will get tired and I'll just bring the video to a close. So I expect some shorter and crisper videos thanks to all of these improvements. Let's get going. Last time, our last video was an introduction to MUDs, multi-user dungeons, and it collected a cracking 63 views, which I think is probably the highest view count I've ever had on a video to date, at least within the first few days. So rock on to that. Big shout out to the new subscribers. So we'll stick with the MUD concept. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare MUDs directly with Fortnite. So I got a Fortnite game over here. I'm in a Fortnite game over here. I'm in a, a Team Rumble, so I hope I don't die too soon and can just stand in a corner somewhere while I'm talking. And then, so we're going to go back between the Fortnite, which the younger generation is familiar with, and our Mudlet, our MUD, which we were last time. Remember, it was stick MUD. Let's get in there. Let's connect, and while we're here I'll also explain some of the things which you're seeing on the screen. The last intro was very fast. So here is StickMud. You see StickMud rebooted 1 day 19 hours ago. This is important to understand because why it says this is when the MUD reboots, which is once a week, it used to be more often because the server ran out of memory, you lose all your inventory. You keep your level. That's one of the big differences between Fortnite and a MUD. In the MUD there's only one world and there's you in it, and your level goes up if you level up, and it goes down when you die, but it's always the same world and there's only one. Whereas with Fortnite they got 8 million players at the same time. They call them concurrent players, or we call it concurrent. So 8 million players, but there's only 100 in maximum in each adventure, in each game. So if we look at this guy, let's see. Oh, I have to change my HUD layout so you can see that. Where am I going to put that? I'm going to put my video on the top left. That's probably the best. There we go. So how many? Yeah, we got 15 versus because I'm in a Team Rumble, so it's 20 against 20. But the maximum they can be in one world is 100 players for the Battle Royale mode. And you know, once the game is finished after 20 minutes, then there's a new world. There's a new world, and you can imagine at this very moment, with 8 million players, there is, we call it 100 million players. There's 1 million separate worlds of Fortnite. They've all got the same map, but they are 1 million. What am I talking about? Not 1 million. 100,000 worlds with 100 players each, so 10 million players. at the same one time, and you can't look from one world to the other, whereas in a mud there's only one world. This is it, and when it reboots you lose all your inventory, but you keep everything else that you have. Let's have a look at some of the more common items over here. As I showed last time, I now have a map. So with the mudlet thing you get an auto mapper, and I've actually updated my keyboard. I'll show that in the next video, so that I don't actually have to type north, south, east, west. I can just navigate with my keypad. I could have done them on WASD like in Fortnite, but then I can't type. So here I'm like walking around this park, right? So this is what I'm doing. I'm going south, 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 west, east, north, north, north. So I'm running around just like in Fortnite. So that's very much the same. We saw that I could attack things. Before we went up, we have here 1 gold coin. So there is stuff lying around on the ground. So just like in Fortnite, where I can move around. If I go, maybe I should have thought this through, right? I'm going to go to the house over here and hope that there is some loot there just to demonstrate. So in the mud there's loot. In Fortnite there's loot. There, here it is. So I pick up some bandages. So right, I've picked up some bandages and they've now gone to the bottom right there in my inventory. Here I can get coin. So instead of like just walking over it or using the E button, okay, I get the coin, and for some reason it gets something. So if I do inventory now, it doesn't actually show the coin. Why is that? Score. See here, it says I have 1 gold coin in my purse. So because gold is very important in the game, they don't just stick it in your inventory. There's an extra score from it. So, but it's good that we looked at my score, because what do we have? We have hit points, 79 out of 79 hit points. That corresponds exactly to my health bar, which is down there currently at 100. What else do we have? If we go to my inventory, so exactly, if I press I have my inventory. I'm currently carrying some shields and some knives and other shields. Again, this is because I was playing earlier and I picked this stuff up, and because the mud had not rebooted yet, I'm still holding it. So yeah, just like down here, I've picked up some healing down here, which I can't actually wear. Let me see if I can find a gun or something. Maybe in this house there's a gun or something. Right, and the other thing is, if we look at the top right of this Fortnite screen, what do we have? We have a mini-map, exactly like in my mud client there, in my mudlet. I have that mini-map there as well. Yep, okay, so here I'm picking up a weapon. Hehe, I got it. And here by pressing button 2, I am wielding a weapon. If I do that in the mud, I say wield machete. Ta-da, I am now wielding the machete. So rather than it showing me the picture of me here, you know, what happened when I wielded the thing, I'll do it again. It shows me that I'm holding the gun. Here it just tells me I'm wielding the gun, and if I look in my inventory, you can see it tells me I'm currently wielding this inventory. I could now run around. Fortnite doesn't have armor, but you have the ability to pick up shield potions. You know, the little blue ones. And if I drank a shield potion, then my shield would go up. In this case, I can actually wear a shield. It's not a shield potion, it's an actual shield, like a thing which I got on my arm to protect myself. So, same in the mud, same in the Fortnite. What else have we got that's the same? We got the mini-map, we got the inventory, we got the weapons, we got the shields. Well, very important is, we have to go kill people, right? So, this is a big difference, actually. Hang on, let me go find somebody. Here, there's a player. So this player is actually an NPC. So in the mud world, this would actually be a bot. Fortnite, or rather Epic, got really smart with Fortnite, because in Season 2 they've now introduced bots. In the beginning, for the first many seasons, the only people you were shooting and fighting against were other human beings, like these guys who are running around here, right? I can see my partners on the map. Everybody who's flying around here is a real human being, and actually in the Team Rumble it is always real human beings. But if you play the normal solos and whatever, now a certain number of those 100 players will actually be bot. They're not real people. They're computer controlled. Why did they do this? It's because their target audience, the 6, 7, 8-year-old newbie players, when they started, they were getting sick and tired of constantly getting killed, right? They land, bam, they're dead, because they're noobs, right? They're not very good. Well, now they've put some bots in who run around and look like real players, but they're not very good, actually. They're, they can get killed quite easily, and MUDs have a lot of bots. In fact, most of the playing is grinding against these NPCs. So we're going to kill that NPC. No, not kill that NPC, sorry. Kill player. And as I kill him, we can see down here, okay, he hasn't hit me yet. I've hit him. See, my health bar is going down a bit, just like my hit points in this game down here. Those 100 in the bottom left go down. Here, my hit points are going down. This little clever mudlet is picking that out of the text. In one other video, I'll go more into the difference between playing with a mudlet client and with something else. The cool thing is this mudlet, again, has got some clever scripts which sees what state the player is in. So in the mud, that's kind of the same thing. If you shoot at somebody, you can see how many points you've taken off them, but you don't know exactly how many points they have left. But yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah, that's the way you could do that. And here, it's actually the mud is writing to us the text that the player is slightly hurt. And over time, as we look, see he's now, player's now not in good shape. So that bar is slowly going down. We're now going to do one thing which we're not necessary to do, but which is a great illustration. So our hit points, as you'll see, are at 73. And I hope, there was a bench here somewhere. Where was it? Was it here? Somewhere in the middle of this thing, there was a bench, and you can sit on the bench to heal. Yeah, I can't find it anymore. I'll look for it again. If I can find it, we'll use that. No, for some reason it's not there. No. Okay, never mind. Whoa. Oops, I'm lost now. I haven't, never mind. Where is he? Where's our player? A clown. Where's the guy? Whoa. Here's something else we can see. Okay, so somewhere here I was looking for the player to finish killing him. But anyway, to go to look, the thing I was looking, there was a place where you could heal. You could sit on a bench to heal. Well, that's exactly the same as when I'm in Fortnite and I'm hurt. I can light a fire and I can stand next to the fire. And in fact, yeah, I'm in the storm. The storm is hurting me, but the fire is healing me up a little bit. I'm going to die in a moment, but yeah, I could think another way of healing is to use bandages. So let me do that. Let me see if I can heal myself faster than the storm can kill me. Yeah. So what we don't have, another good thing, in Fortnite we have the storm. We don't really have that in MUDs. I don't think there are any areas where, well, there might be areas like a swamp if you go in where you automatically get damage over time. Anyway, but another thing which we had in here, as I was walking around, it's here to the left side of the newbie park to the west, there is a young half-elf, a player killer, right? So here is an aggro character. So this is like a bot, but it's a bot who's attacking me directly. I didn't attack him first. He's hurting me, and he seems to be a little bit stronger than the other one. Hang on, how far are we? Score. Yeah, he's hitting me a little bit harder than that other player. So, and the reason why it's called a PA, player killer, because in MUDs, most of them anyway, you had the either PvE, so player versus environment, where I would run around and kill NPCs, or you could become a PvP player. So then you could then attack other people, other humans, but other humans could also attack you. And remember, in the MUD, when you die, you lose a level, which at my level is not a lot. Let me look at my score. You know, I'm no, hang on, I can tell you, it's when using advanced. right? I'm level 4. This is how many experience points I need to advance. This is my stats. I have 6 com, 2 dex, 3. So I'm very weak. If I die in 10 minutes, I can have it back. It's no big deal, right? But if I'm at like level 60, each little level will take me like 6 hours of grinding or playtime. And if I die, I lose that and have to get that back again. Whereas in Fortnite, if I die, in this case, either I get dropped into a new match, or in the case of Team Rumble, I just get dropped into, I just get respawned and dropped somewhere else. And grab some shield just on general principle. Yeah, so here I can have some shield. So my shield is now 25%. Over here in this game, I'm actually wearing a shield. So there you see the similarities. As I said, a lot of the concepts are the same. The concepts of hit points, the concepts of weapons, the concepts of armor, the concepts of bots, the concepts of having a mini-map, the concepts of dying and whatever, they're very much the same. I'd say the biggest difference, and that's very specific to Fortnite because it is a battle royale game, is that there's not a single permanent world, right? It's just a world which lasts as long as the match lasts as long as the victory royale, 10, 20 minutes, then it's gone. We'll see in a moment how long this game has been around, and that it's still the same world which resets every few days, but it's still the same one. I'd say that's the one. Oh, and the other one, the most important thing about MUDs is that MUDs are free and completely free. So Fortnite, hey, kudos to Epic, it's free to play. There's no pay to win mechanic, but Fortnite makes 100 million a month just because people go into the store to buy cool loot, right? So in the item shop they can buy stuff, whereas here Epic is a private company. They're a for-profit company and they want to make money, and that's what they do. All of the MUDs that I know, I'm not aware of any commercial MUDs. There might have been some out there in the early days, but all the MUDs back then and all of the MUDs today are programmed by people. Somebody put up a server. Back in my day, they were usually at university, so they hid a computer somewhere in the server room, and the players from the university and from all over the world would play for free, but they would also create it. Every one of these single room descriptions, every description of this shield, look at shield. Right, look at bench. Yep, every one of these things somebody wrote. All the mechanics in the game, all the enemies, all the quests, there's missions, there's whole towns, there's hundreds or thousands of rooms and functionality. All of that was written by players for the other players. They made it together, they made this game, and it was 100% free to play, and it still is to this day, which is what the internet was about when we started, right? Everything was going to be free. Nowadays, not so much. Last thing I wanted to show you, because I did stumble over that as we were here. There we go. So southern side is where the lords and ladies of the royal court come to enjoy the afternoons. A list of the top lords and ladies. So again, Stickmud has got a fantasy theme, so I guess when they talk about read list, hang on, I gotta make my screen, my video just a little bit smaller so you can read that properly. Oops, that's too small. Up, back and done. Let me do that again. Read the list. So this is the list of quit. This is the list of top players on the MUD. This is their level. So Tarn is the top player, level 145. Remember, I'm level 4. Age, this is how long he was in the game for. 1,721 days in the game. That is like playing non-stop for about 5 years. Okay? Literally 5 years. How much XP does he have? 75... No, sorry. 75... Oh, no, that's thousands. So 75 billion XP. Remember how many I had? 4,000. Imagine how much this guy must have played. Here's some other ones down there, and this is actual playtime. This is people actually playing, which, by the way, is also something you see in Fortnite. If I pick up the Epic launcher, here you can see the PC rebuild has led to a clean white background and not as many messy things. If I go to my library on the Epic thing, it'll say Fortnite. I've been playing it for 18 days so far, which, to be fair, some of the time is just I leave the game running, but I'm sitting in the menu. I'm not actually playing it. Epic counts that as it playing. So in 1.5 years, I got 18 days. Somebody here has played 1,721 days at 145. And you also see their last login. Looks like for this guy Tarn, this game was pretty important because he still comes in. But look at some of these top players here. Already the number 4 player hasn't been here in 3 years. The number 12 played, Cutblade, whoever you are, come back, the mud misses you. 7 years almost he hasn't been back, and it goes further. Player Revenge at number 18, he hasn't been back in 12 years. Muds are like, they're like ruins. They're like if you go to Egypt and you see the pyramids, or you see some city where it's all empty and it's all crumbled. Muds are like that, right? Nobody lives there anymore. This place used to be crowded. There'd be 100 people playing at any one time. Now there's only a handful, and there's ghosts like this. Revenge, Valakar, whoever you are, come back. The mud needs you. And they might be dead, or they've grown up, right? Never done, but they don't want to play anymore. Their memory is still alive here. The difference between this and a ruin, in a ruin they slowly fall to pieces. Well, a mud is a computer program. It's a digital asset. To keep it alive doesn't take very much. The servers have gotten cheaper and cheaper. Bandwidth is free, so somebody just takes a copy, runs it somewhere, and this, it might still be running in 20 years from now, when some people will be really confused and saying, what's this Fortnite this guy is talking about? But hey, that's what we're doing here, preserving the digital legacy. So, my back is starting to hurt. This video is getting too long. That was, I think, a pretty good comparison of Fortnite and Muds, and hopefully, maybe somebody watches this from the younger Fortnite generation, gets inspired to try this, play it. If you have trouble getting your mudlets set up or whatever, hit me up in the comments or Twitter. Great community out there on Reddit r mud. Also, will get you started. Because this is a great thing. We will be going back next time. We'll be looking a little bit more about the things you can do with a Mudlet client. Might do some live interviews with some real mudders if we can get some on the network. Anyway, I'm Loserbum. We forgot. I already forgot this last time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to tell your friends to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Loserbum. You're all a bunch of bloody lesbians, and I'm out of here.